bring the reality that these perps contracted by these governmental entities were supposed to disorient you and try to break you down, to put the reality of me being aware what they truly involved in, and not allowing them to recreate this thing that they enjoyed involving themselves into something else. One thing has been clear: as a target individual, I know this target individual that come in all gender and all ages. There's a lot of women, and women are talking about what's happening to them, and showing a trend here. Sexual torture is commonly applied in this program. Men and women are being tortured sexually, and it's clear that is one of the most common tactics of breaking down target individual. I'm a target individual. I know what it means. It means that I'm a test subject like these women who are being utilized as guinea pig. Now, target individual have this facade presented to them, projected to them, to make you think that this is anything but a massive government. Sometimes they make you think it's just like this foreign organized crime group, or an organized crime group of some sorts. They can make you think that it's a foreign country government doing that to you. Sometimes they may actually make you think that it's like a cult, like some kind of cult is doing that to you, and this and that. Like they have these ways of disorienting the target individual to make them believe that this is anything but a massive government using you as a test subject. And they do the same for me. What they say is like we're like a government, but a government in this like feminist way, or like avenging feminist government program. Like it's something else. When the truth is, obviously, I'm a test subject in this program, like many other test subjects, men, women, and even children. And we're just being utilized in this fashion, and there's terrible things happen to us. Now, the reason why these people want to paint themselves, well, let me just say that, not the reason why, but they are painting themselves to me as this, like, as if they're making me pay for what I've done wrong and this and that, and they bring up whatever they can to vilify you. Now, they've done that to much more vulnerable people than me. There's women where they vilify, they ostracize, or just, that's not the right word I'm trying to say, but they basically isolate, and they are vilified too. But I'm not going to allow these opportunists look for what they can use to vilify me while presenting themselves as the Avengers. I've been using the term that they've been using on me. They have this mental fortitude. Basically, they have this ability to block out certain things that don't align with the fantasized ways they've been putting things together. And I refuse to let them live that fantasy. They deserve the worst for what they're involved in. I've brought up like how they try to vilify me with Britney or Courtney. It's like, yeah, this and that, and they're just like, we're doing it for her. Yeah, say sorry to her. Some random person was saying that. It's funny. For example, I have a co her name is Jessica, and she's like, hey, say sorry. I'm like, who the F are you? You know what you're involved in? You don't care about Britney. You don't give a damn. Britney is somebody who, I was like, so long ago, like not so long ago, but like early 20s, we had like, there was like this like apartment party that she hosted, and it was like in the nights, and she was like, it was like a flirtatious thing going on first, and she wanted to show how she was physically looking like, and I was like, you know what, you look like that because you're wearing this kind of clothing. And then she goes and changed clothing and more revealing clothing, and she was like, you see, and it became very flirtatious. Then at one point, somebody else takes her to the room, and they have like, and then me and somebody else go in the room, and that's where they're like, oh, what you did there and this and that. Either way, the next day, I talked to her, or say, about last night and everything else. But either way, there's no need to go into the details of like, was she just aware like that this was happening, or she just keep playing like that, acting like it doesn't even matter, because I'm talking to people who not saying that because they want the justice of Britney. How do I know they don't care about Britney's justice? Because one thing you're going to clearly hear is how they do horrible things to women. Rape is so commonly utilized, it's disturbing. They date, drug them, they rape them, they sexually torture them. And like I said, the facade, the way they try to present this thing is like sometimes they try to make you think it's like this group of people. This woman over there is Katrina. You're gonna hear her testimonial of like when she was in a hotel, and she thinks that they put her in like in some kind of cult that's gang stalking her, and she believes because a lot of people participate in what's happening to her out of female gender, so she thinks that it's a group of female running this cult because I'm sure that they're creating this facade to make her think it's a cult. And I'm sure within this facade there's a lot of females. So she's putting that together as in, I was putting this cult, female run cult is doing that to me, and they got gang stalking me, and they're doing this and that. And the truth is, it's the government doing that to her, but they paint these ways of confusing. They create this ecosystem to confuse and disorient the target individual. But she claims that she gets the sexual torture, she get raped, and she says there's a lot of female involved in whatever's happening to her. Now I know that it's not like a female rain cult or whatever male. It's this governmental program utilizing this tactic on her to get what they want to get from this program. And unfortunately, she's just a test subject. The way they paint what's happening to us is very disorienting. With me, what they do is like, no, we're just some fierce feminists and just they have this ability to advantage. It's like not true. They're so disturbingly foul. But the story with Brittany, that friend that was with me. With me, he also participated as a perp. Actually, before I moved to New York, wherever I live, he was there. He was one of the first perp who started making me think there's something going on here too. He was involved in what's happening to me as a target individual. And let me just say this, I don't think they forced him into it. So whatever these perps get out of it, he got out of it the same way because he's a perp in the same fashion. Oh, he was. I'm no longer around him or even in the same state. So he can't even participate in that. But today, these feminists are like, let me just say that I shouldn't even call them feminists. These people who try to paint themselves as like, we're doing it in this like feminist way of avenging and punishing for what you did to Britney and this and that. I'm like, well, I guess this guy over there is just like you. He's doing it for Britney too, even though he was there too. And he did something that was, not correct. Matter of fact, not only he did that, but because this man was at the time engaged, he asked her the next day, hey, can you just not tell my future wife about us coming to your place? And they agreed on that. While me, the next day, I text her, say, hey, sorry about last night or whatnot. And, it seems like she just didn't even care to think about it. I was like, okay, I'll let that go. By the way, Britney was also in a relationship at the time. So I was like, okay, I understand. Yeah. Now, either way, if they're doing it for Britney, I guess this guy over there, my past friend, he's doing it for Britney too. No, these people talking to me are just like him. They are opportunists, and whatever they get out of it, just like he's getting out of it, are the same people. Not in the sense of like the same, but he benefited from this program, doing that to me, as just like these perps benefited from this. And they involved in something that torture and rapes women all around the world. And by the way, what you see here is a message into 2021, maybe 11 years after I saw her. Britney is living her life, enjoying her life. I am not expecting anything in her life. Nothing. She's living her life, happy. At least living a normal life. She's okay. And matter of fact, the picture over there, that blurred picture of like somebody like laughing, is one of the latest posts that she had like on Facebook. Enjoying life. Now you're gonna hear the contrast and hear the contrast of women in this program suffering and dying in this program. That these perps around me have dared to join the program that does that to women for Britney. There's another woman called Courtney, but unfortunately I don't have a picture of her and whatnot. I wasn't able to find her. But these people are follow life, trying to use whatever they can use to paint themselves as these protectors and avengers of women. They're like, that's they rape, well, that's this and that. I'm like, these perps know that in this thing that they got themselves involved. Drugging, sparking drinks is commonly happening. There's other talking videos talk about these things. Rape is common. So they want me to let them act like they're doing it for this woman or whoever else. But had this daring, and this Jessica, for example, a coworker, she's just a darer who had to dare to be involved in something where they rape women, they torture them, they drug them, they poison them for Britney. Yeah, right. I'm gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna let you think that I don't even think that you even think. The rage that you want to present yourself is the rage that you want to use to cover the fact that you just want to involve yourself in this. You don't give a damn about Britney. I know that because you dare to be involved in something where women are being tortured, raped on a daily basis, drugged, poisoned, life destroyed. And you dare to do that to avenge for Britney, who's living life happily, enjoying her life. Right. Like I'm gonna allow that to happen. Oh, I guess this guy, my friend, dare too. And they're like, no, it's gonna be our justice. Yeah, it's gonna come from people, justice, who are torturing, raping women, and then act like they're doing it for Britney, living life happily. You're right. This opportunist trash. They will destroy Britney like they destroyed this woman. And by the way, just because your gender is a female gender, it doesn't change the reality. And by the way, this woman, Katrina, calls out the fact that so many females, she thinks the people running this cause, that's gang stalking her, raping her, are ran by female. Just because she's seeing a lot of women involved in what's happened to her. Delusional trash. And but they're like, yeah, this guy, let's just call him Tom. It's like, Tom is next. You see the little picture over there of Tom? Yeah, Tom is next. He's dying. I checked on Tom. Tom, even if, let's just say he's dying, he's not dying because they're doing something to cause him to die. Tom is actually flourishing in his career. Now, if Tom all of a sudden gets sick and whatnot, that's because people get sick and die in life. But I'm sure if he got sick today because, let's just say Tom doesn't live the healthiest life, start getting sick, they were like, yeah, we made him pay too. But I checked on Tom. Tom, actually, his career is looking better. He's growing in his career, more stable. And his family is living happily. His life is far from being destroyed. And whatever's going to happen to him is not because they did something that got him next. It's like one of them here who gets sick, end up dying. And I don't know where I'm like, we got him next. No, that's just life. People die, people get sick all the time. They don't need to be targeting visual. They don't need to be hit by direct energy. But he's living life, enjoying himself with his family, and flourishing in his career. Matter of fact, he just got a new job not too long ago. A better job. Within the last month or so. Tom got a better job not too long ago. And you can hear this child, nah, he's dying, we're killing him. It's like, no, well, you're killing him with a new job, huh? A better job. These clowns are opportunist trash who wanted to paint this fantasy. It's like, yeah, it's not justice trash, you're just opportunist trash. For all the women that you're here killing, raping, and destroying life, you think I'm going to allow you to think that you're doing this for the justice of Britney when she's, yeah, right. For all these women that you're negating, destroying, negating their testimonials of their life destroyed in this program where you enjoy feeling like you're a punisher or justice god when in reality you're just an opportunist in the program, just like Tom, flourishing in that. Target Vigil, stay strong.
Much for my entire life, and horrible, horrifying,
and they have
things have happened to me and no one has been prosecuted, and that is the absolute truth. And
went to bed. I had all, and they had relatively high floor, and they had all of a sudden I had been there like 4 or 5 days, and the night before I was attacked really bad, I noticed a maintenance man about 10 or 11 o'clock at night messing with all of the lights up and down the hallway. And as I'm sorry, I get kind of upset when I think about this because it's really messed up. Um, and my spidey sense went off, and I was really kind of nervous about like what the hell he was doing out there, because he was kind of a sinister, he was real creepy kind of person. So the next night, I believe it was a Friday night, I went to bed. I had all of the doors, all the locks on the door, even the one that kind of like goes over that you can't open from the outside. I had everything locked up. Figured I was safe. I went to bed maybe about 1 o'clock in the morning. I woke up about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, bleeding out of every hole, sick. Someone was in my room, or had been in my room. Food was missing. My dogs were traumatized. I had been obviously sexually assaulted uh, in all the worst ways possible. I got up, first thing I did was vomit. And all I wanted to do was I was just in shock. There was a do not disturb sign on my door, and I didn't do this. And there was lotion all over my bathroom floor. All I wanted to do was just get on a plane and get the hell away from everybody. And I was, very, very sick and in a lot of pain. I had already been denied a rape kit when I owned my house, and woke up, and my hair had obviously been pulled out, and there were earplugs in my bed. And I felt like someone had done something. I went to Palos Community Hospital, um, under the directions of a non-compromised police officer who told me that if anything happened, to go right to the hospital. So I did. And I had a compromised doctor who treated me like a third-rate citizen and said she would give me an STD test and a drug test. But she refused me a rape kit.
Involving many combinations of sensory and motor manipulation of my mind and body and of the people around me. This includes many different types of zaps to varying degrees to the genitals, butt, anus, and the entire pelvic area. This also includes many kinds of movements, such as the rocking, swaying, jolting, vibrating, and shaking of my entire body or various body parts, specifically in a sexual way. The severe vibration is a highly noxious stimuli and is very intolerable. They sometimes do pulses or throbbing sensations on the genitals too, etc. There are also body movements such as rocking my pelvic area back and forth, repeated rubbing sensations, the sensation of something going up my crotch and in and out, etc. They also often force vaginal discharges and zap my genitals at the same time. These sexual assaults are present throughout the day, every day, and anytime I am awakened at night, every night. They range from mild to extreme, but usually involve daily and nightly continuous assaults for the past involving many combinations of sensory and motor manipulation of my mind. Involving many combinations of sensory and motor manipulation of my mind and body and of the people involving many combinations of sensory and motor manipulation of my mind and body and of the people around me. This includes many different types of zaps to varying degrees to the genitals, butt, anus, and the entire pelvic area. This also includes many kinds of movements, such as the rocking, swaying, jolting, vibrating, and shaking of my entire body or various body parts, specifically in a sexual way. The severe vibration is a highly noxious stimuli and is very intolerable. They sometimes do pulses or throbbing sensations on the genitals too, etc. There are also body movements such as rocking my pelvic area back and forth, repeated rubbing sensations, the sensation of something going up my crotch and in and out, etc. They also often force vaginal discharges and zap my genitals at the same time. These sexual assaults are present throughout the day, every day, and anytime I am awakened at night, every night. They range from
Watch for my entire life, and horrible, horrifying
And they have
things have happened to me, and no one has been prosecuted. And that is the absolute truth. And
went